Okay, welcome to Long Island Nightlight, Lionel Radio interviews. My name is Lou, and I am here today with a very special guest, um, sort of a gem of Long Island. Mor Schwartz is with us. She is a singer, musician,
Painting.
performer, and artist, a mom, and an animal advocate. So she's got quite the resume. Yeah, so more, I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to give you a chance just to say hello to the audience here.
Hi. No, I was trying to say hi, and then this is not blood. I was painting, and I was like, "Oh, look at that."
Oh, yeah, and you know what? I was looking down at my notes there and I didn't see that, and I'm glad that you cleared that up so we know that there's no violence or anything going on.
No, no.
Do you mind if we, since you have paint on your hand and you mentioned that you were painting, do you mind if we jump in and just talk about your artwork first, or?
No, happy to. Any form of art that you want to go over is
Sure.
by me.
And that really seems apt, any form of art, because I would like, I was looking into reading up on some of your press releases, and Moore's art includes painted bottles, painted wooden pallets, painted skillets, but I also see for myself some more like traditional pencil drawings and sketchbooks, and I'm not sure what medium you use with paint. I'm not sure if you use oil paint or not. I
Yes,
also I
yes,
also do
yes.
graphic design, so yeah, so it's like just such a wide variety, so maybe you could talk a little bit about that, that variety of what I would call traditional and then maybe more experimental kind of artwork.
Yes, exactly. I go through phases where like I one time I'll be obsessed with bottles, another time I'll be obsessed with rocks, another time I'll be obsessed. So like I'll go through phases, but I guess what happens with my brain, which is different than the I don't think there is a conventional artist, but if there is, usually they pick a medium, a favorite medium, and aspect of art. So they'll either sketch or paint, or like you so wisely noted, there's different types of paint, acrylic. Well, you're hearing my cats playing in the background.
Oh, yeah.
uh, yeah, they just anything is their toy. Right now, I think she's having my the cap of my cough medicine.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting it over a cold, so she's tossing it around. Anyways, so but I one time I'll honestly it's whatever I have on hand. One time I didn't have a canvas, and that started the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I need to paint right now. What's around? And I started painting on different things, and I found that I actually enjoy painting on alternative mediums more than the regular, just the canvas. Also, as you know, being that I'm a big animal advocate, and it's also relating to um, the planet, and I'm big into upcycling, recycling, things like that. So I like painting on things that are upcycled. So like the bottles, I won't order bottles online. I'll actually find bottles and clean their labels and paint on them. But yes, it does create for like it looks like it's 10 different artists.
Interesting.
Like, whereas usually you can tell, oh, so and so did this because they have a very specific signature style. For me, it's like one time it will be a sketch, one time it will be a rock, one time it will be, my latest obsession is vinyl records. I just started doing that,
Now, do you mean painting vinyl records?
painting on vinyl
Oh,
records.
wow.
So I'll find vintage, records or records that nobody listens to anymore, like some random records that, and I'll paint on the record.
That's
Um,
really interesting.
yeah, and I like to incorporate the medium into the art. So like I'll usually try to incorporate the black background of the record or the round shape that it has or the label of the record.
Right, I
Um,
see. Into your subject for the composition.
yeah. So and great news, very, very exciting, is that my art is going to be exhibited in one of the theaters that I sing at, which is a very prestigious, one of the finest theaters in Long Island. Uh, um, Creative Ministries Performing Arts Center,
Oh, great.
CM Art Performing Arts Center. It's also called the Oakdale Theater.
That's yeah, I have that in my notes here because I saw that you had performed there, I believe maybe in June, was that correct?
Yes, I performed there in February and in June.
Okay, and now your artwork is gonna be shown there.
Yes.
That's amazing, congratulations.
Thank you.
One little thought I had about the vinyl is that, and I don't know if you recall this or not, or, you know, you may be too young to recall it, but Elvis had an album, published on blue vinyl. I think it was called Blue Hawaii. So you ever get a hold of that, you have something different to work with your background there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go look that up.
Yeah, I believe it was called Blue Hawaii, and it might be actually worth something, that vinyl.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, my mother had a copy of it, and we had a copy in the home. If I still had it, I would volunteer it to you, but I have no idea what that is. But I just thought of that when you were talking about incorporating, you know, the aspects of the vinyl into your work. That you know, that could be something interesting there.
Yes, that sounds. I'm gonna, as soon as we get off, I'm gonna go search that up, type that up. And
Okay, all right. So hopefully I contributed a little bit here. Every once in a while, I come up with a good idea. So,
I love it. Yeah,
um,
great idea.
and I also, you know, I want to thank you also for just discussing your artwork because you know, for myself, I'm trying to make Lionel Radio into something that's more cultural and not just centered around music. So you're probably the first artist per se. You know, I know you do music as well, and we'll talk about that momentarily. But I appreciate you coming on and talking about that because I have a great interest in that, and I'm sure many other people do. So, you know, you're helping turn this into more of a cultural thing about the arts rather than just music. So I appreciate
I
that.
love that, Sure. Absolutely. I think all aspects of art, not just music, are very important. We're in the post-COVID, and we can enjoy get-togethers and going and looking at art in person,
Sure.
listening to music in person. It's tough days around the world with everything that's going on globally. We need that connection, and I think any form of art,
Yes.
whether it be music or visual art, is like so important because that's when people go and they go and enjoy an experience together, whether it's with their eyes or with their ears.
Yeah.
Probably both.
We need more, in my opinion, we need more universality, more things that can connect to everybody. So
I agree 100%.
yeah, thank you. So let's move into your music, if you don't mind. I was reading about Hopelessly Olivia, which is the full band tribute, and I could talk about it because I have extensive notes, but I'm sure folks would rather hear about this, this ambitious project from yourself. So if you could tell us about Hopelessly Olivia.
Yes. Olivia, gorgeous, talented girl that she is. I started with, because I used to sing, I still do. I sing everything, right? But something happened when I when I was singing some of Olivia's songs. Something in my voice and her voice, I guess, clicked, and it was this like special spark and magic, and it just happened organically like that, where um, sl- slowly it built, and my spouse Jason also, that was, I give him credit, that was his idea. He was like, you should do a tribute to her, and I was like, you know what, you're 100% right. There's a lot of shares on the island, a lot of Elvis says, a lot of Stevie Nicks, a lot of, and
Mhm.
nobody, we both said, wow, nobody is covering Olivia. Her music is still so current. um, Even teenagers know Grease, you know,
Absolutely.
all the songs. Um, and I don't know if you watch Foo Bar with Arnold Schwarzenegger. They had 2 seasons, and the second season came out a few months ago. All of a sudden, we hear a little more love, and we both said, yeah, we need to keep her music alive too. She had so many wonderful, wonderful hits. Her career spanned over, the 70s and the 80s, all the way from country to the
Sure.
beloved pop, enormous hits, of the 80s pop. Physical, Xanadu. I mean, Physical was on the charts for a record-breaking time.
Yeah,
So,
her songwriting helped to define the '80s music. I mean, it
my
really did.
goodness, yes. And she was just gorgeous and so classy. Um, and also a huge animal advocate.
I was gonna yeah, I came across that, and I see that
Yes,
you have that in common with her.
yes. So it is such a beautiful mesh of our personalities. Our voices are similar. Um, and I love the variety that she has, because like sometimes you take on a tribute, it gets a little tricky because it's very, very narrow,
Mhm.
and you only get like very specific. With Olivia, I felt like, because that's me as an artist, I always have like, I can't do one thing, my brain gets bored.
It seems like that, yes.
Yes. So with her, I was able to do some of her 70s, country,
Yeah, and be
and
in different
then
genres.
all the 80s with the pop. And then at the end, all the Grease. And the Grease allows for such beautiful interaction with the crowd. So, huge thing for me. Look at that. I have more paint.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I didn't get concerned, though. I thought maybe,
It's
you
no
know
concern.
yeah.
The only abuse that ever happens is my cats. Like, when they want my attention, they'll like
Yeah,
jump on me.
I have 2 as
Like,
well. So, yeah, I understand.
I'm like, there's better ways to ask. You don't have to just hang on me by your nails.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You
Just,
can just
hey,
meow.
mommy, can I?
Yeah.
So, and then, so like I was saying, the Grease at the end, it's such a nice thing to interact with the crowd. So I'll get everybody singing with me.
Sure.
We go together, things like that. Also, when I do Physical, I'll do a call and answer. And get the people answering Physical. And then at the end, I always end with a grand finale of Andrea Bocelli, which I know doesn't have anything to do with Greece or Olivia,
Mhm.
but it's a gorgeous song, and people,
It brings the house down.
yeah, it does. I've had people walk up to me in tears, happy tears. um, so yes, the next show actually is very proud to be singing at the Landmark Theater. uh,
Okay.
Landmark on Main Street. It's also called the Rimsky Jean Theater, and that's in Port Washington. And the beautiful thing is it's on Valentine's Day.
Oh, great.
And it's a 3 p.m. matinee. So you can come to the show, enjoy this beautiful experience. I find that music is the best thing because it stays with you forever. The experience of the show stays with you past and beyond um, Valentine's Day. So you come, you see the show at 3 o'clock, and then you go and have your Valentine's dinner.
That's
So
beautiful. Uh,
yeah, that's a great show to catch.
you anticipated my next question because I was gonna say, well, what's coming up next?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'd just like to share with you, a Grease memory that I have, if you don't mind.
Yes, no, I love that.
So
I
I
have a lot of little stories in between the songs about.
Yeah, it's just a real quick one. I was a kid and I grew up in Elmont, so, closer to Queens, and we went to the Sunrise, drive-in to see Grease. And I clearly remember the drive-in scene in the movie, and we were in a drive-in, and I remember just being kinda confused because we're, like, sitting in a car watching, the scene take place, and everybody's in cars watching, outside, and I still kinda remember the confusion of that. But yeah, so I think there are probably very few people walking around who saw the drive-in scene in a drive-in.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can still find a drive-in somewhere.
I guess so, yeah, but are they showing grease? Are they running grease?
That would be quite. Yeah, that's a tall order.
Speaking of tall orders, I also see that along with your music and your art, that you're a mom, and that's very important to you. I was reading about that, so I just figured tall order would segue right into that.
Is that funny? Because both my boys are now taller than me, even
They
though
are.
I'm young.
Wow. It's literally a tall order.
Yes.
So you boys are in their teens, I guess now, or
No, they're just
no?
tall.
Wow, holy
Well,
cow!
yes, yes, they are. I mean, I
Mm.
don't know if you call 11 and 13 and a half
Yeah, it's
teens.
just about
Preteens.
yeah.
They're tweens. They're preteens.
Well, yeah, and
They're tall.
speaking as a middle school teacher for the last 30 years, that's a really fun age, 11 and 13.
You can say that again.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the age that you don't expect, like I would expect things from them when they're actually teens, but
Yeah.
they're already saying, and
Yes, yes,
I
yes, I
think,
know.
yeah,
I
I'm like,
live with it
come on,
every
you're still just 11. It's
Yeah,
not time yet.
yes. So I mean, it's amazing how well-rounded your whole, life is here. I also was reading that, and I guess this was a mandatory thing that you served in the Israeli army at some point and excelled as a sniper. Um,
Yes,
so
people are fascinated with that fact. But yes,
I I mean, with the red paint around in the sniper history, I was a little bit.
well, the red paint, my commander in the army used to say, if you need your gun, if you need weapons, that means you're in trouble. You should be able to, meaning you should be able to defend yourself with
Right.
arms. I can't say that I can do that. But yes, I served, and I'm proud to have served. Um, Proud to be Israeli.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, that's amazing.
yeah,
I
proud.
I come from a military family myself too, so there's one.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, my father was a veteran, so,
Thank you. It's people forget. Maybe they don't nowadays. I don't know, but
you know,
sir,
I yeah, I didn't serve in the military myself, but I definitely benefited from the discipline in the household, and I mean that seriously, and, I think that that's something that, the military lays down in somebody is to be disciplined and, goal oriented and to have an objective and everything, so I see the value in that.
it's a huge value. Huge value. I am proud that it's mandatory.
Sure.
In Israel, and it's just you do your patriotic duty, and then you can move on with your life.
Yeah.
But it's important.
Yeah, no, I respect that completely.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So what is next artistically for you? I mean, you spoke about, and maybe you don't even know because it seems to be like a sort of impulsive and things like that, but you spoke about what's next musically, what's the red paint going towards right now?
I think I was making a Michael Jackson Thriller
Oh,
on a
wow.
vinyl record. That's
Wow. That's
where.
really incredible.
So I was doing his red jacket and stuff.
That's awesome.
But like I said, the next big thing is the exhibition. It's, I think, the first time that I'm going to be like exhibiting my work, like in a um, institution, and it's amazing that it's a theater that I actually sang in.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Um,
Oh, great.
and like you beautifully said, it is a, a spontaneous thing. You never know. Honestly, I don't even know. Sometimes um, I'll just look at something and it will come to me. I don't know if you saw the painting on a leaf that I have.
I don't recall that one. I
Yeah,
apologize.
so I was standing at I was waiting for the school bus with my son one fall day, and then you look at this leaf on the ground, and this lion looks at me from inside the leaf, and I painted on the leaf. It was probably one of the best things I ever made. I sold that a bunch of time ago,
Okay.
but it is still on my Facebook, so you can still see it. But
Sure.
that's the cool. And you're hearing my chickens in the
Oh,
background.
yeah? Is
I have
that what that
six
is? Oh,
chickens.
cool. Okay,
I have
good.
6 chickens.
Um, and you know what? I meant to ask also, and you have, and I read that you mentioned Picasso, um, but I'm just curious if there are other like, well-known artists that inspire your work. You mentioned Picasso, I think in one of the articles that you had sent. But are there other artists that inspire you or
I like uh, I like realistic uh, art
Mhm.
more than abstract, so to say, and I like art that has a message. To
Okay.
me, listen. I enjoy just painting some flowers, and trust me, I do a lot of those, and because it's
Sure.
like it's my relaxing
Sure.
uh, art mode.
Yes.
But what I appreciate is when art has meaning behind it. So some of my sketches, some of my art, I've made a lot of art that has to do with values of preserving the earth, helping the earth, protecting the earth, raising awareness towards animals. So I guess in my answer is I don't have a specific artist per se that um, is exceptionally like that's the one that inspires me. Again, because I'm so diversified.
Mhm.
It's the same as if you were to ask me who my favorite singer is.
It it
There's
it sounds like your art is more inspired, and you could correct me if I'm wrong. It's more inspired by, like, feelings, emotions,
yes,
those kind of things that you have.
messages, important messages.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
convictions, I guess,
yeah, that's what will strike me. So, um, like rather than a stream of, it's not like Picasso did Cubism. It's not like I'm inspired by a specific style of art or anything like that. It's more about, oh my God, this one piece by this one artist,
Gotcha.
will grab my attention. But like I said, I appreciate all forms of art, and I enjoy making all forms of art, all the way from like, still life with flowers, all the way to something. I don't know if you saw the sketch that I did after October 7th, um, where there's a hand holding machete, and the face of the child is reflected on the machete itself. Um, so that's like obviously a very
Sure,
deep,
that's powerful.
yes. And the next day I'll paint flowers again.
Right, right, right. So, yeah, so there's no telling, I guess, but that's awesome. That's the spirit of, creativity, it sounds like you're just kinda letting it flow and take you where it goes, so that's pretty awesome.
Yes, I'm inspired by everything, not just art. I'm inspired by anything that goes on in the world.
Yeah.
Um, so you never know with me. I think that's how I keep people on their toes. What is she gonna do
Yeah,
now?
yeah. I
She
can
gonna
see that.
paint on now.
Yeah.
When I
Uh,
started painting on frying pans, people are
yes.
like, "What?"
Yeah, I saw the photo of the skillets hanging up. Uh, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, no, but wherever you have a flat oh, bless you, I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. I appreciate
Oh
you
my
doing
God,
this for
I'm
me.
getting over the worst
Yeah.
cold.
So I wish you very well with your upcoming endeavors and everything. I myself am looking to get a blogging aspect to the radio station and the website and everything. So you never know. I may show up perhaps at your art show. If you see me, my bald head and my glasses, penciling rapidly into a tiny little notebook.
You're
That might be my
certainly
purpose for
invited.
being there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
February 14th. Remember, February
yeah.
14th, 3
Uh,
o'clock at the Landmark on Main Street in Port Washington. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that sounds awesome. As far as I know, I don't have Valentine's Day planned, so maybe I'll be blogging, for LINL Radio. But thank you so much for joining us and particularly, in my mind, discussing artwork. Like I said, all of it's valuable, but I'm really trying personally to swing this thing in that direction of being more well-rounded culturally. So,
Yes.
so I
We want to
appreciate.
know about everything that happens on the island, right?
Sure.
Not just
Yes.
music.
Yeah, and I want this to be like a home for anything artistic and creative, dance, sculpture, whatever, whatever it is that
Yes.
you're doing. So,
Yes.
so I appreciate you helping me steer things in that direction.
That's my goal. And uh, both with music as well as with art. I am very fortunate to have received so many gifts artistically that I can do. And I always try to use the gifts that I received to try and help anything that I can help,
Sure.
whatever it may be. Uh, one show I turned into a fundraiser, and I helped raise funds for the cancer center in the Roslyn JCC, Sid Jacobson. Uh, I That's why I pick the artists that I pick, the stories that I tell in between the songs, um, some of my art, and we forgot to talk about Dahlia Divas.
Oh,
That's
yes, okay.
that's the other half of the show, because my show is really a double header. It's
Okay.
a tribute to both Olivia Newton-John and Grease, but also to Dolly Parton and Divas. So Dolly also did so much. She's such a philanthropist, and as a matter of fact, she used a lot of her, especially when Whitney Houston did "I'll Always Love You," which is a song that we all know Dolly wrote, and Dolly made it huge twice
Yeah,
before Whitney. When the first time in the 70s when she came out with it, it hit the charts for a long time. Then in, I think it was 1982 when she did the movie Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, or whatever it's called. Then it came out, it became huge again. But then in the 90s, 92 I believe, when Whitney Houston did "I'll Always Love You" as part of the movie The Bodyguard, which by the way, that was Kevin Costner's idea for her to do that song, believe it or not.
that's interesting.
She, because I don't know if you know this little story about "I'll Always Love You," but Elvis wanted to record that song.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, but he wanted half the royalties,
Oh.
half of the publishing rights, and our Dolly said, "No, no, no, Mister, no, 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 Mister King."
Yes,
And but when Whitney recorded it and released it, Dolly made so much money off of that song,
sure.
so much money, that she said that she can buy Graceland with it. Yes.
That's great.
So I
Awesome.
loved it. I loved that she said no to Elvis.
Yeah, well, a lot of songwriters back then didn't say no to Elvis, but they
Exactly.
weren't in
Um,
position to say no to Elvis, so
but the point of my story is that Dolly took a huge chunk of that money that she made when Whitney recorded "I'll Always Love You," and she rebuilt a whole neighborhood
oh, wow.
in, where was it, in Nashville, or somewhere or another. No, why would you do that? Why would you spill my cup of water, Mr. K Cat? He has a habit of, like, any glass of water, he'll tip it over.
Wow.
It's not a good habit. It's not a game. Um, but yeah, so Dolly also a very hugely talented lady. She wrote over 5,000 songs.
Holy mackerel. And when I say they, I'm talking about Dolly and Olivia Newton-John, they collaborated, didn't they? I was reading.
Yes, isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
That's part of why I added the Dolly
sure.
portion, because yes, so Dolly wrote Jolene,
Mhm.
and then they did it as a duet. Dolly and Olivia did it as a duet. Also, Islands in the Stream, which funny enough the Bee Gees wrote. Dolly and Kenny Rogers recorded that, right? However, also Olivia did it with Andy Gibb.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's that,
Yeah,
which they do both those songs in
yeah,
the
so there's
show.
some
So you
overlap
get,
with those 2
yeah,
artists.
yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, so you get so much.
And you go through a lot of outfit changes, I was reading.
Woof,
Yeah,
yes,
you must
that's a
be a
little
busy
stressful.
person
I
during the
have
course
to,
of the show.
yeah, I have to like change really fast in
Yeah.
between songs.
Did you ever, like, go back on stage with the wrong article of clothing on or something that was Olivia's that you
I've
put
had it where, like, I went back on stage and I didn't zip up my boots. Listen, these things happen.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
It's part of the show, though.
It can happen to the real it could have happened to the real D Dolly.
Yes, listen. You can go on YouTube and Google, and that's funny. I was going to say you can go on YouTube and Google, but
Yeah,
you can search on Google, wardrobe malfunctions for Cher, for any of them.
yeah, and you'll
They
find it.
had helpers backstage and things like that. Yes, of course. But listen, that's why it's beautiful to come to a live show.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
part of the beauty of it.
Yep.
So I used to have the worst stage fright ever because of things like that. But then I embraced it and I
Yeah.
said, hey, that's part of
Yeah,
a live
if
show.
my boots aren't zipped, that's alright.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much, More. I appreciate you, giving your time, especially, you're just recovering from being sick and everything there,
it's
and you're fending
it's
off
what
your
I'm here
cats, and
for.
you're painting.
Yes, you could say that again.
Um, if you don't mind just hanging around for a moment after I sign off with the
Oh,
audience.
of
Okay, so
course.
so if you are listening to the audio of this on Lionel Radio, keep listening because we got a whole bunch in store for you. Keep in mind that Lionel Radio is 24/7 music and music content. If you're checking out this video on the Native Son Music channel or on the Lionel Radio website, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, do all those things, and make sure you check the description for all additional links to Mor Schwartz's artwork and her music, and you can follow up right there. But once again, big thanks to a real prize of Long Island here. Thank you so much, More, for joining us
My
today.
pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Any
for doing everything that you're doing to help the local community with to grow our art, our music, our place that we call home to come together and enjoy all these beautiful things.
Oh, I appreciate that. I mean, it's my pleasure, it really is. It's a very cultural place. I don't think people realize it. And if I can do a little bit to facilitate that, then that's a great thing. So,
Absolutely.
all righty. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone, and we'll be back soon.